We have arrived. We are down at the golf course and we've got this Taylormade driver from 1999 in the bag. You've seen me order this, you saw it arrive. I am dying to know what this plays like, what it goes like. But first, in some sunlight, let's have a look at the condition. Remember, it looked all right on the advert. And you know what? It doesn't look too bad. Like, it doesn't look too bad at all. So this is the driver from the underneath. The overall look of the bottom, it's not got too many scratches. The face, okay. This is where it starts to look a little bit more damaged. And then, as you look at this from above, you can see again some like sky marks. Now, how similar does this look to what they're saying is the Mini driver right now? The logo, the size, the look, the shape, these little lines. It's seriously impressive looking. I like it, you know. I'm dying to know what it goes like. And the grip too isn't in too bad nick, like it feels pretty tacky. You'll notice also it's got the Taylormade bubble shaft, which essentially means like it goes out here and then in towards the grip. Very, very popular in sort of the 90s and possibly early sort of 2000s. Let me know if you had a Taylormade bubble shaft. Like, this is, I think, a very popular one. So I'll be honest, like, the weight of this club feels really nice too. And what I think is a really nice touch, when you place this down the ground, I like the fact you can see those white lines on the face. It looks really, really appealing. Now, I think, let me grab a ball here. This is gonna sound really quite strange. Let's have a hear of this. Oh, I'm thinking high pitched, feels quite springy. I'm dying to know what this flies like. So what are we anticipating we should get? That launch was unreal. Unreal. The sound, I'm genuinely amazed at that. So straight off the gun, 239 yards carry, 105.8 club head speed, 157.7 ball speed, and 272 yards total. You know what did me a little bit there? The spin. It's really quite high. From a modern day driver, I would be expecting like 160 miles an hour ball speed, above 110 club head speed, and around 270 yards carry. I'm going to show you carry now. I saw a lot of comments saying, Alex, it doesn't matter in the UK about total, it just doesn't run. Granted, I hear you. So around 270 yards carry. And to add to that, tight dispersion. Now I appreciate that is a lot to ask for a driver from 1999. So I wonder if we can get anywhere near that. Remember, this technology is all about this tungsten sole plate to improve launch angle and disperse weight, making it more forgiving. Now, you know what? Just how cool does that looking, that retro Taylormade logo? It does have Mini driver vibes. So that's this sole plate in here. It's those white lines I meant, by the way, of what I like the look of down behind the ball. It looks seriously cool. This honestly could be like the Mini driver. I know it's slightly different colouring, but the shape just reminds me of it so much. So I guess the next question is, how high do I tee it up? I'm thinking like around that height, where just a little bit of the ball is above the face, which feels actually really quite low. Okay, let's start by hitting 3 away. Let's get some data, let's get some numbers, let's see what it goes like.
And first off, have a look at this ball flight. This is the second shot I've ever hit with this driver, and look how driven it is. It was a lot lower than I was anticipating, but this is what kept happening. Now,
like a
bear
low
in mind,
tracer
this is
bullet
actually
down the
quite
middle.
a low T-peg, and what I was thinking was quite a low flight. These are the numbers, 263 yards total, then got 161.5 ball speed, crazy, but look at this spin. This was just bumping up far too high, and I think that was really affecting how far I could hit the golf ball. Next shot, look at the launch on this, and I even got it drawing back in. So looking at these numbers too, because I think it's interesting. Ball speed, club head speed, smash factor, off the charts, really happy. Total 285, but that spin actually came down on this one, which was really quite interesting.
Did you just see that last shot? I got the spin a little lower, launched it a little higher, nearly 250 carry, 285 yards total, spin came down to 2,500, ball speed's over 160. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did tee that one up a little more, and I felt like I sort of gave it a little bit more launch in order to get that. It feels so nice off the face. The sound is high-pitched, but quiet. It feels really responsive. It feels, I'm not gonna say forgiving, but I don't feel like I'm gonna hit a bad shot. It's like just having a big 3-wood. I guess, like, going back to the idea of what is a mini driver in today's words is this thing. Now, the shaft is a Taylormade stiff shaft, 90 grams. And I mentioned earlier, it's sort of that bubble shaft. Now, it does feel quite long. It feels sturdy in the grip and solid off the head. Now, I'm not seeing it launch as high as I thought it would. I'm feeling like I've got to launch it myself. That's something I was a bit surprised at, because we do know that this tungsten weight is sort of positioned lower, further back to help launch. But that titanium sound off the face is really good. And this sits so square. Now, right now, these numbers are lower than a modern day driver, which I think, to be honest, we all did expect. But that last one is giving me a little bit of a glimmer of hope. We've got 3 more to hit away. What do you think of this driver so far? Like, I'll be honest with you. I think I could take this out and play. Now, I do realise it is probably illegal. Well, it definitely is illegal since it's from 1999, but it just shows this thing and technology. I've got a question for you, which might sound really controversial. Has things really moved on that much? Okay, let's hit some more away. I'm really enjoying hitting this. Like, it's seriously impressive. You know what I've just noticed too? What is really nice behind this ball is the depth of this face. Now, I like the squarish sort of edge on the side, but the depth of this face gives it that really, I don't know, even though it's not got a big CC and it's quite a lot smaller than what you would expect in today's modern day drivers, it makes it feel like you've got a really big face to sort of hit. And I go back to these white lines, it makes it feel bigger. It looks better down behind the ball. Right now, I am seriously pleasantly surprised about how this driver is performing. I'm gonna tee this up a little bit more again. Let's see if we can get this one launching just like that last one. I've really enjoyed that. I also feel like I can hit it really hard without it going everywhere. It's amazing how stable this feels. That's the word I would use. Stable through the hit. Which when you try older clubs, you think, oh, the shaft's maybe gone a little bit, technology in the head, yada, yada, yada. Here we go. Let's go. This is like a mini driver for like yesteryear. Oh my, put it in the bag, Alex, just do it. I don't believe it. I do not believe that. Do not believe it. If I told you there, right, I just got 162.1 ball speed, 110.2 club head speed, and a total of 286, but what's the carry? A carry of 255. And the spin just creeping up a little to 3,069. And honest, I think that's the thing that's doing me out of a few more yards. But look at those numbers. And just to prove to you, I'm as shocked as you are. And hence why I want to show you these numbers as well as we skip through these. Look at that, and that, and that. This is cool too. I've launched it a little higher. I've got it going a little further, a little more carry. Let's try 2 more. It's that sound that I'm really enjoying, you know. It really is. And that look behind the ball, those 2 lines on top, almost feel like you've got sort of like a runway to hit it down. I'm gonna really step on these last 2. I'm gonna see if I can really get that carry over 260. The only thing that I think is potentially stopping me getting anywhere near what I get in my driver or a modern day driver is the shaft. It's just spinning a little too much. And maybe the dispersion in the weight, but I don't feel like it's launching too high. I feel like I've got to give it some launch. Right, I'm gonna step on this, really am. I just can't do anything but laugh. It just feels like an absolute bullet off the face. That launch was so good. I don't think I've missed the middle. The launch, the flight, the feeling, the sound. I'll be honest, right? If this was a modern day driver and a driver that I would go, Alex, this is legal, you can use this as a mini driver, guaranteed. I'm putting this straight in the bag. I've not hit a driver like that in so long. Like so long. Not something like this for this age. Holy cow, that ball speed was good. Holy cow. Look at that coming back in. I hit up on that so much. I really did give that plenty. I've done this once before on this channel. I'm going to walk down the fairway and show you how tight that grouping is. Now this must have been my first one here, but have a look at the rest of the grouping. I'm going to zoom in. There. All round here. I mean, how consistent is that? Now bear in mind, this driver is from 1999. Distances I've got there, the launch, the flight, I am surprised. But it all comes down to this. What does it perform like? And my question to you is, if it doesn't get, right, to what I see on modern day drivers, what's an acceptable distance? What's an acceptable clubhead speed? What's an acceptable carry? What's an acceptable spin rate? I'm interested, I just can't get over these. So I've been thinking, who actually agrees that this driver looks like the mini driver for this year? It 100% does. Like, look at it. I know the colourway is slightly different, but the aesthetics, the look, the feel of it down behind the ball is like that. Now, let's talk averages. So let's start with ball speed. Now remember, I said anything over 160 for a modern day driver, I'd be absolutely over the moon with. Well, my average with this driver here, right, the Fire Soul driver, this is 10.5 degrees, 162 miles per hour average ball speed. Does anybody else agree that that is absolutely outrageous? Now, if we're talking all the other averages that I've got calculated down here, we had an average clubhead speed a little bit lower, 109 was my average. My average spin, which I think was one of the things that really was, how can I say this? Let me put this down here. Detrimental, not help the carry, was just over 3,000. It was 3022, which is on the high side, isn't it? It's like, and I felt that. On the first few we'd seen it a little bit low. I did feel like it was like that. But this comes down to this. The average carry with this driver from 1999 was 253 yards on average. And I did have, I mean, you saw those totals of around that 283, 285 yard mark, which is seriously impressive. And looking at the launch and flight of that driver, it's definitely a driver where you were going to get a lot of roll. It was sort of like penetrating flight. It was like a lot lower than the modern day high launch, low spin drivers. It was sort of medium launch, quite high spin for me. Not a good combo, but I'm going to say one thing right now. I'm seriously impressed with how this driver performed. It's definitely like a mini driver in my eyes, and one that if it was illegal, I would 100% game. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell, so that way you can know when we put any single video up.